Thanks for being with us here on Ed Schultz News and Commentary on this Friday edition. The endorsements of unions are very important, and they're important because union workers do what they have to do during the election cycle. They work the phone banks, they do the social media, they do the boots on the ground, they knock on doors, they get the conversation going, and they talk up who they're supporting. So it's infrastructure that's important. This is one of the reasons why Karl Rove and the right wing in this country have been so active to make sure that workers lose their rights in the workplace, because that will take down their organization. It's the last bastion of foundation of organization for the Democratic Party and progressive movement in this country. So that's part of their focus. Now, the AFL-CIO has said that they're not going to come out with an official endorsement of any Democratic candidate until later on. They're keeping their powder dry, although some unions have come out and supported Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders. One of those unions made a decision yesterday, and that is the American Postal Workers Union, headed up by President Mark Dimondstein, who joins us today. Mark, good to have you with us.
Ed, good morning.
You bet. I want to know where your rank and file is. If every single Postal Workers Union employee and member to your union was polled, is this the answer? Bernie Sanders. You have endorsed Bernie Sanders. I want to know about the numbers. I don't want to know about why.
Well, Ed, look, the union and all unions are made up of people from all different walks of life, all different political views. So the executive board of the union, who endorsed Bernie Sanders, can't speak for every member, but we can and should lead, because every one of our members is concerned about making sure that we have a vibrant public postal service going forward, is concerned about protecting good living wage postal jobs, and so on. And using that criteria and taking away party labels and all of these things, Bernie Sanders stood head and shoulders over every other candidate from any political party in terms of his record, in terms of his vision, fighting to save the public post office, fighting to expand and enhance the public post office, and fighting in defense of postal workers. So the foundation of this endorsement is based on Bernie Sanders' record on postal issues and also broader issues that are very important to all workers.
Well, I've spent a lot of time talking about the funding process of the Postal Service, about how there are no tax dollars used. It's all user fees.
Right.
And finally, I saw a story in Huffington Post. They wrote it as the Postal Service bleeds millions in losses, mostly due to unique funding mandates placed upon it by Congress. This is the first time I've ever seen any acknowledgement in the mainstream media that it's not poor management as far as the Postal Service. It's what Congress has done by this pre-funding of retirement and health care benefits 10 years in advance, which nobody runs their business like this. So the question begs, and Bernie has been on the front line with you on this. He has said that he would, he's introduced legislation to get rid of this. He says if he's president that he would rework this entire thing and expand the possibilities and also the usefulness of the Postal Service, that there would always be Saturday delivery. There wouldn't be these kinds of negative conversations. So are you winning the war when it comes to educating people about what kind of financial hassle is on your back?
Well, thanks to folks like you, folks like Bernie, the Grand Alliance to Save the Public Post Office, made up of 78 national organizations. We are certainly in the battle to tell the truth, get the truth out to the public, that this is a manufactured financial crisis. The Postal Service is not broke in terms of operations. It's vital in the day of e-commerce. The Internet is not killing the post office. It is changing mail, but it's creating all sorts of new venues, like the package, the need for package delivery to every house, the public infrastructure needed more than ever. So, yeah, I don't know if we're winning the war, Ed, or not, but we're certainly in the battle, and we are confident that truth will win out, should win out, and that's part of the importance of the Bernie Sanders campaign. He's telling the truth, and I think that's why there's so much excitement around the campaign. He's authentic. He's talking about enough is enough. We need a political revolution vis-a-vis the financial oligarchy of Wall Street and the billionaires. We need to protect the public goods, such as the public post office. We need to expand it into areas as postal financial services and banking. We need to fix this pre-funding hoax and crisis that, by the way, was a bipartisan vote in 2006. Bernie's also been on the cutting edge of stopping what we consider rotten nominees to the board of governors of the post office, and they set policy. And I mean, one of the nominees is James Miller. He's the king of privatizers, and thanks to Bernie Sanders, those nominees have not gotten through the Senate. So
that is the mechanism you're fighting in Washington, is that there are those in position of power who want to privatize the Postal Service.
Absolutely.
And this, of course, would lead us to a lesser product when it comes to guaranteed service to every postal code in this country. It would close facilities. And this is where Bernie has been a stalwart fighter for you, correct?
That's right. Bernie has fought. He's been on the front lines. He's not the only friend in Congress, but he's been really leading the charge, helping to lead the charge to keep post offices open, to keep processing plants open. The Vermont White River processing plant was slated to be closed. Bernie was on the front lines with us. That plant's open, doing well, and so his vision is much like ours: a vibrant public postal service for generations to come, and vital, universal, uniform service. And we're opposed to privatization for the reasons you gave. It undermines service, and it kills good living wage jobs, and it turns into a profit-making operation. And once that happens, it's going to be people's mail service will be based on whether somebody can make a quick buck, and that isn't going to work, and it never works.
American Postal Workers Union President Mark Dimondstein with us here on Ed Schultz News and Commentary. Mark, thanks so much. I think it's a great endorsement. Bernie has earned this one, no question about it. He's been with you guys all along. Thanks so much.
We are very proud to make this endorsement, Ed. Thanks.
You bet. Thank you.
Take care. Bye-bye.
You bet.